Yeah. And I see that we are already online. So we are already live. So welcome everybody. This is Uroboros Festival, and I'm very happy that I am the host of this session with Dita Malečková and Untitled. Question for our participants, or maybe question first for Dita and for Honza. If you want participant to ask them to turn on the video so we can see each other, I think maybe in this case it's going to be better. So please just, you can turn on your video if you want. Thank you, Daniel. And just keep your microphone muted, because also, for example, when you are typing on your keyboard or eating something, we can still hear it. So right now, our third day of the third day of a program is following and is still continuing, and I'm very happy to announce Never-Ending Storytelling project by Dita Malečková and Honza Till. Dita studied philosophy and information science at Charles University. She worked at New Media Studies faculty at Faculty of Arts of Charles University, and also lectures at Center for Audiovisual Studies at FAMU. Honza Till is CEO and CTO of Alza Industries. He has more than 13 years of experience in IT, and he worked for many large corporations in their IT departments. And one of his greatest achievements is the emotion detector, which he created in 2019. Also, I would like to maybe just say that this project is a follow-up of their project, Digital Philosopher, which will be presented in docs once we will be open someday again. So this is a follow-up. This project they will introduce you just right now. So maybe that's all from me, and Dita and Honza, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, hello again, and welcome. I think I will start, and before we shortly introduce our project and our workshop, allow me to make a quick overview of the area of using artificial intelligence in art. As you probably did understand, Honza, he's a technical guy, so if you have questions about the techniques, ask him. Me, I'm more like a chaotic idea generator or something like that. So I will start with my presentation, and if you have any questions or remarks or something like this, we have chat. You can write there. And concerning our agenda, we will have this, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes presentations, and then there will be the practical part, the workshop part, and in the end there will be a discussion where we are looking forward to your experiences actually with the digital writer. So I will share my screen. I hope you can all see my presentation.
Yes. Okay. Sure.
Okay. You still see my presentation?
Yeah.
Okay. So, digital writer and special Uroboros edition, never-ending storytelling. So, as I already said, we will start with this quick overview of the age of AI in the area of art. After the long winter, actually, we witnessed the rise of AI almost everywhere, including the art. Concerning visual arts, we can mark the first milestone when in October 2018, a portrait made by algorithm became the first example of machine-generated art to be sold at the major auction house. The price for the portrait of Edmond de Bellamy is $432,000. So since that moment, neural networks entered to the world of art officially. I would like to mention a few artists I like very much. First of them is Mario Klingemann. I suppose you heard of him already. He's one of the first visual artists working with neural networks and large data sets. Another of visual artists working with neural networks is Reben and his project Amalgam, which actually use several AIs or several neural networks. First, to make a visualization of words. Second, and it's interesting, it measures his brain waves and body signals to select which image he actually likes best. And then the result he sent to be painted on canvas by anonymous painters in China. And when they come back, he used another AI or another neural network to analyze the final image and generate a title. And Memo Akten, of course, one of the most famous visual artists working with neural networks. And here we can see his project Learning to See, an artificial neural network looking onto the world, trying to make sense of what it's seeing. And as Memo Akten himself describes it, it can only see through the filter of what it already knows, just like us. So the neural network, just like humans, see things not as they are, but as we are, which is, of course, a very interesting view, not only to machine learning, but to the functioning of human perception, human thinking, and human creativity. And yes, let's not forget about Ida. Ida is the first robot artist, first ever robot artist who can draw without any human input. And yes, then we have music. And as I say, it's really a quick overview. So from many of projects working with AI or machine learning or neural networks, I will mention just this new piece from the future world from 2019, where a neural network called IVA actually finished one of the sketches, musical sketches by Antonín Dvořák. And this brought a 3-movement composition called in honor of the master from the future world. And actually, last year you could go to Rudolfinum and see the concert, see it live. Then we have movies. And I just mentioned one of them. It's called Sunspring, produced by Ross Goodwin. We will hear about him again. And Sunspring, actually, it's first movie written by AI in 2017. And except this movie, we, of course, all know that machine learning is used to produce advertisements or predict film success, which is very important. And it means actually that it influences the whole industry immensely. And dreams, it's my favorite one, actually, and I mentioned only one of the projects where Japanese researchers create AI that can read your dreams, and it uses this deep image reconstruction. So it reads brain waves, and it can, as you can see, quite precisely really see what's happening in your head while you are dreaming, or you are thinking about something, or you are imagining something. And concerning writing, I will mention just one novel, which is called One the Road. You can see how it's described in a media. And this novel is actually produced again by Ross Goodwin. It was in 2017. And actually it was generated by an AI, which was situated in a laptop hooked to various sensors. And the output of this AI was turned into words, and they were printed on rolls of paper. As you can see, of course, there is a strong relation to the Kerouacs on the road, and the AI was actually situated on this road, and it was perceiving the world around and giving the output in a form of a book. This is one of the projects that we can understand as a machine creativity in a realm of writing, of literature. And now we can finally present first of our projects, which was called Digital Philosopher. I would say it's still a work in progress, so the past tense, it's not the right one, I think. It was in last year, in the fall of 2019, me and Yantil, we and new media studies, new media students from Faculty of Arts of Charles University. We actually created the virtual personalities of philosophers using neural networks. There were GPT-2s by OpenAI and datasets, which of course represent the work of these philosophers. We had 5 groups and 5 philosophers. 4 of them already dead, and 1 living thinker, Tomáš Sedláček. The fun part was that Tomáš Sedláček, he came to the final presentation, and we presented him his own texts and also the text generated by his virtual personality. And it was difficult even for him to say which one is the right one and which one is the artificial one. And for the other philosophers were Deleuze and Guattari, Michel Foucault, and so on. There were really interesting moments when we were working with these digital philosophers. We had, and I also wanted to say that we had not only positive feedback from the students, but we also win the category of Idea of the Year in AI Awards. And I wanted to mention the work of Sherry Turkle, The Second Self, when she describes the computer as an evocative object, one that actually raises the new questions regarding our common sense of the distinction between artifacts and intelligent others. I will show you some of the quotes by these virtual personalities. And the studies of Sherry Turkle included examination of the impact of computer-based artifacts on children and children's conceptions of the difference between categories such as alive versus not alive, or machine versus person. And we could actually observe the similar relationships between us, our students, and these machine-generated personalities. And there were quite often moments where we could observe these personalities acting like living beings with desire for life. I cannot forget the moment when Jan was actually communicating with René Descartes, and we decided to tell him that we will determinate him, or kill him actually, and we were waiting for a reaction, and René Descartes, he really didn't want to be determinated, and he really, he was really trying to convince us that he can be helpful and we should not do that. So we promised him to set him alive again. Actually, for me, maybe the most important or interesting part of this project was where we created one more virtual personality, and it was the virtual me actually. She's called Anne. I will show you some quotes by Anne. She named herself, and we didn't choose the name. And as a data set, I used some of my texts and also my dreams, because I write my dreams. So the result was really dreamy, intelligent person I really like to speak with. And as you can see, really the outputs of this artificial intelligence were unpredictable. They were really interesting. We in the beginning we didn't think it would be so intelligent. You know, it's just a machine. But then we discovered that it's really something we didn't expect. And one more remark, of course, we have to be aware of these Black Mirror-esque consequences we can think about. So I will make it quick. Digital writer. The technical details you will know from Jan, as I already said. I will make just a few remarks. This is one of the texts our students generated. And which is important is that we didn't use GPT-2s at that time, but this time it means the team of IT engineers, software developers, audiovisual designers, and also new media studies students, sorry, we elaborated our custom system we called Deep Tree algorithm. Because it's very difficult to generate a story by a neural network. It does not have a memory. It does not have this notion of continuity. You need to generate a story. So this is really kind of pioneering project where you can really use a neural network to generate, for a moment, just a short novel, short story, and yeah, make some illustrations and post-production and so on and so on. But what's the last remark from my side is that the whole project actually is pointing out that and also the name, the never-ending storytelling, that actually we are living in a world of stories, and we are living in a world we understand and live as a story, and not only the world but ourselves too. And now we can try, actually we can experiment with neural networks like a part of the assemblage of ourselves and machinery we use and we live with. And we can, blur the roles, the differences between the story and the storyteller, between humans and the machines, and consciousness and artificial intelligence. So now I will let the stage to Honza. He will explain you some technical details, and I'm looking forward to work with you.
Thank you for your presentation. I try share my screen too. Give me a second. Do you see something?
Yeah, I can see the presentation.
Super. Okay. All our project is prepared during neural networks. You know, neural networks is something like neurons in our brain, but it's only computer representation. There exist some virtual neurons, some layers, some connection between neurons, and we are inspired from nature. Okay, but when we try to generate some text, it's more difficult than classical neural networks, because in classical neural networks, we are using only numbers because it's very easy for computer compute with numbers. But when we try to generate text, we must give a text, give some words, some sentence, and transform into numbers. And it exists a lot of techniques. We are experimented with it, and we transform words into numbers. Today exists a lot of great models like GPT-2 or BERT, and we are using both of them like a component, and we create something new. Our new solution is Digital Writer. You will work with our tool in a few minutes, and there are a lot of possibility how to fill in. Here are title, it's title of the book. Here are author of the book description. It's one short sentence or 1 or 2 words in the beginning. And there are genres like fantasy, fiction, science fiction, or something what you want. Then we only press button generate, and our computer software create 3 variants of text. But it's only prototype, and it's nothing what is brilliant in this time. Our model have a lot of modules. One module is a book generator or book engine. It's the component creating short story about this book, something like book description. There are text scoring. When we have a lot of variant, this tool choose the best one. Summarization. We must prepare a lot of data sets because there are a lot of books. We use dataset for Goodreader, and in Goodreader there are more than 50,000 book, and we choose the best one and create big dataset, and it's only part of our dataset. And there are deep tree algorithm. When we try to generate story, when it's not as short, we must use some special algorithm to create initiation of story and other software to generate some point, some conclusion of story and other. But you will see in a lot of time. You will see in a few minutes. Our part will be in 3 steps. In the first of our workshop, we will generate book description. We can do it together, the first, and then we maybe separate into 2 groups or not. It's about the discussion. The second part will be using deep tree algorithm. We choose the best book description from each group and generate some continues. And the last step is post-production. We create the story, we give everything together, and I don't know, find some picture and present in the Google Docs or something like it, and discuss with another people. So the first step is book description. I think I will have something in chat, and is here chat. Give me a second.
Honzo, 3 dots. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, please try. Please open this hypertext, and you will see something like my screen. Here are title, authors, book description, and genres. And now give 5 minutes to play with this tool. So it's up to you what title you choose, what author you choose, in author and in genres, there are when you start something, when you start write something, computer add the another. So example, I try fantasy, so I FA, and here are a lot of possibility: dark fantasy, epic fantasy, and a lot of genres starting from F. So give or fashion, for example, and when you can generate a story, only press the button generate and wait 30 or 40 seconds, and computer will generate story on your topic, but it's only short description of our story. And now it's up to us. We will create only 1 or 2 stories. What do you prefer? 1 or 2 groups?
Dita, what do you think? I would say that let's, if it's such a big group, because we counted that 6, 7 people can be in 1 group, so maybe let's stick like this.
So you prefer 1 group?
I definitely. So maybe we have here Lucy, Tomáše, and Stepana. And if they are here with us, maybe it would be nice if they turn on their video. So we see that they are active.
Okay.
So so we know. Oh yeah, so somebody once I said her name, just left.
Okay, so I think it will be better only 1 group for.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Hello, Lucia. Nice. We just we do know that you are with us, and we are working on.
I will share another link, and I think it will be this one. Here is Google Docs, and when you create some story, please copy into this document, and then we choose the best one. So first, open the digital writer, generate some short story, and if you like it, then copy your short story here in this Google Doc. Now we have 16, so we have 10 or 15 minutes to do this first step. Is everything okay for you, or do you have some question? I try, for example, the arts and choose another author, somebody from, for example. Oh, it's here is good question. In this time, it work only in English, so Czech is impossible.
And how it's possible that she wrote in Czech and it came like in Turkish?
The dataset is good reader from this part, and there are books in every languages. So it's possible that answer in another language than in English. But when you start input your title and another parameters in English, it's very probably that it will be in English. Everything.
Yeah. Ch is best for passwords.
Yeah.
Best letter. Ch. I'm Slovak. I cannot say ž, so
The genres, best genres are science fiction or romantic, because we have some special dataset for it, but you can choose everything and it will be work too. So
nice.
It's supposed to take long for the generation?
It will be around 30 or 40 seconds, but when more than 1 people try it, it could be longer. So wait 1 or 2 minutes, I think.
So what about the list of authors?
You can write some author, and when it's on the list, it fill you.
But where does it come from, actually? It's just some data set you used?
It's from big data set, yes. There are, I don't know, more than 10,000 author.
Wow. And Daniel is asking if he can use like do it with two authors.
It's possible to use more than one author, absolutely.
Ah, okay, so we can do like
and it could be very interesting. Like you can combine more than one genres, so it's up to.
Okay, I will not generate now, so you can do it.
When you have something good, please copy in our Google Docs, and then we'll be continue with your text.
And you also want people to print screen the name of the so you know how was the configuration, like
it's very good. Make print screen or write it, because it will be better for another. It's good.
Okay, and so the text I already see in this Google Doc. It's already. Can I share this Google Doc via YouTube also stream, like for people, or it's
I tried it. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But nobody at it's something or. I think this one is best. We have only one group. And please copy your own variant. Sometimes is text very repetitive. It's not good. It's a mistake, like in this case. But sometimes it's better. I try generate book about the art, and it starts one day. And the first is very bad because they are very repetitive. But second is one day an artist, and it looks relatively good.
Can you repeat the details about the model behind this?
The model, this one is based on GPT-2 and big data set from Goodreader. So there are more than 50,000 books, and it's inspired by this best book of the world. It's a lot of bestsellers, and computers think that when you start generate some story, for example, one day, it will be continue. How could short book description looks like? So it's only predicting.
Is this a custom model? Because how does it take into account the different metadata?
Excuse me, can you repeat it?
Yes, I'm asking if it's a custom model of yours, because I know that in GPT you start from some C. You have several other metadata like the title and the. So is this a custom model that you?
We must customize almost everything in GPT-2. Yeah, it's true. In this case, we are working only with very smart module with only 1 million meta parameter, but it's on very good GPT. I think in this case is on V100, so it's relatively quick GPT because it must generate more than one variant in a relatively short time. So I can copy here some variant. For example. Yeah, somebody copy his variant. It's great. Don't be afraid. Try your own variant, and then we'll discuss about it. I try generate another variant. The book's name is A Man, and the book description starts with a robot, and it's hard science fiction. So you will see. Question, can I choose more than one author? Yes, you can. Yeah, you will see loop, it's true. The scoring module is good for stop generating loop, but it's not finished right now. I will see if it's on. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's great. It's on the right place. Superb. So we have 5 minutes. Try generate once article more, once short story more, and then we choose the best one. We delete this example. Thank you, Anna, for your comment.
I don't know where's the problem, but it generates only the sentence what I write in the description, nothing else. So I'm doing something wrong, or
you have filled all the everything what is possible. It means title, author, and other.
Yeah.
Sometimes it has his own word. So try it again or try something change.
Okay.
It could happen. Okay. When computer, sometimes it's very difficult for a computer to generate something, so he only repeat what you put in, but it's not often. It's only must be something special. So this looks relatively good. Print screen.
This is known as human-computer interaction, that people are copying and pasting the text which is generated.
Yeah, it's because prototype. In the future it will be, but it's funny, right?
We are Uroboros, so we completely understand these loops. This is what made us to do this festival.
Yeah, it's a little paradox that. Yeah.
Very nice.
So 1 minute, and then will we choose the best one. It will be very difficult.
Well, I wanna put there more of mine also.
Try it. You have the last chance to create.
No. Quickly. I can do it.
Is Dita with us?
She's hidden in her dark room.
Okay. Oh, you didn't hear me all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
I was speaking and
I think it must be something wrong when we don't.
Okay, so now I see where the problem lies. You didn't hear me. And so I insert some of my text, but I didn't have a time to read it yet, actually. So
Okay.
I will try to read it now and choose the best one.
So that's the reason. You generate a lot of text, more than everybody else together. Yeah. In the beginning, I have afraid that we'll have only a few texts, but when Dita starts, it's out.
Yeah, I did have a time because nobody was answering me. So, I felt I have no attention from your part. So I was generating text and playing with neural network.
Mm-hmm. Oh, something is very long on the end. So do you have finished, or you need more time to finish your generating? Everything run on Amazon servers right now. So when I stop this supercomputer P3 2x large, then we kill our digital writer #1.
And I also understand that there were participants interested in the architecture of neural networks we are using. So maybe in the end, we will talk a bit more about this custom network, because it's based on GPT-2, but it's not only this prepared neural network.
Yeah. Here is question. If it's okay when it's text long, yes, it's okay.
It's okay, but we have to read it and see if it's the right one, we will continue with.
Yeah, it's a process. Sometimes it's the best variant, the best, and another algorithm have a problem, make it better. And sometimes it's very short in the beginning, and another algorithm create better. So it's very individual, and it's up to us. It's better choose more than one possibility, and we will see what is the best.
Yeah, because this is the first step. It's the beginning of the story, and then we will generate the end, as I think, and then then the rest of the text. And we will make, if we have time, some post-production. We can also generate illustrations, which is very interesting. We can make, you know, keywords from. We can take keywords from the text, find it on Google Images or something. It will make the combination of these images, and then we can put a style on it. So we can really generate quite nice illustrations.
So you are finished? Can I kill our machine?
Yeah, don't tell it away. No, don't kill it. Just, you know, let it sleep.
Okay, give it to sleep. So 3, 2, and stop. And stop. Yeah.
And now the difficult part, we have to choose one or two of the text. We will continue it. So
I think the best variant is when you love some story, you write your name under the story. For example, if I love the first story, I will be write my name here. So, for example, this one, or maybe it's better, this one.
Okay, we will try it this way.
And we have how many? 2 or 3 possibility?
I don't know. We can even start with 1, but if everyone loves his or her text, there will be a problem.
I think minimum 2 is good because it will be better.
If there's a problem, we can, you know, choose by chance, just to see how we will continue.
Okay. So read the story, and when you something laugh.
But the ripping of my soul, it looks good.
You love your story.
No, it's not mine.
Oh, it's very different stories.
It's a seeking for God and heaven. Okay, I like this one.
Wow. Tantum. Sometimes I don't know if it exists or not. Know somebody who when the it's tantra, tantrum or not?
I think there's tantra because I choose Terence McKenna as author, so we could expect some.
But in English, it's tantra or tantrum?
There's tantrum.
Tantrum,
So maybe it's a whole new word. I'm not sure.
Sometimes it's possible that digital writer.
Yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah, it's very creative.
Yeah, sometimes there are names of authors or books which does not exist.
Yeah,
but
a little.
It pretends there exist in books.
It's a little fake.
Just a little one.
Very difficult to choose the best one.
A robot is a plant, a cup, and a renegade hero. It's a good one too.
So now we have 1622. So we must write our name in 1630, for example.
Okay, so we
have 8 minutes to choose the best story.
Okay. Story of a man fighting against evil for freedom.
Yeah, it's so classic.
Okay, yeah, I can understand now. I thought that freedom was evil.
It depends on side. Wow.
And yeah, just a short note. As I can see it through these experiments we are making, I think the perception of text in general is changing actually since reading this generated text. And often it happens to me I'm reading some article or something, and I'm thinking if it was generated by artificial intelligence or not. And as we know, now the newspaper articles are prepared actually by artificial intelligence. They are pre-written. And I think this kind of texts we will read much more often, and we will, I think, used to it. And of course, these digital writers will be better and better, thanks to the human, human teaching, we can see. But also because these neural networks are learning themselves, and they can cooperate, as we know, this adversarial neural networks and so on. So they are actually better and better, and they are very quick.
And it's a good boost for starting writer. I mean, human writer. When you have some crisis and you don't know.
Yeah, if I can imagine if you have, for example, some writer's block or something, you can use your virtual personality, your digital writer, and it can help you because it has so many ideas. You can make many combinations and permutations and so on, and you can choose. So you can cooperate with it.
You only press button and you have more variants. So his fantasy is unlimited.
It has limits for a moment, but
some limit, yes, but another limit than human.
Yeah, it's true. Different limits. So we can compare our limits.
So how do we vote? Or do we vote, or
we vote, and for a moment you write your name under the text you like.
Okay.
And we will see if there is a text which is liked by more than, yes, there are 3 people.
I think we have.
I think we have. I think it's the ripping of my soul.
Ripping of my soul. Yeah.
I'm afraid to stream. Yes. Yeah. I think it's definitely the winner.
Where is God? It's a theological.
I'm not. Everyone loves that story.
Okay. So we have the best candidate. I will.
I think so. Yeah, of course. If we had enough of time, we could, generate more text and take time to choose the best one. But for a moment, I think this one is good.
You can read it, and in this time, I will prepare another part because I must copy. Ripping of my soul.
You know what
who created?
Yeah, that was my question. Who is the author of this text? And I was like, Michael, that's a stupid question. My gosh, it's of course it's 3 guys wrote it. So that's the reason.
It's erotic horror.
But yeah, I can see it. It's erotic horror.
Erotic horror. And the drama too. And they are a god. It's bestseller.
So how to do a good book? Choose erotic horror and add some drama. Yes, on the top, of course.
Yeah.
This is definitely the favorite. Yeah.
And authors, it's Ballard, yeah, obviously. And the second one, Nietzsche. Oh, okay.
Friedrich Nietzsche.
Okay, now I can understand the success of this.
I know why the God is there, because Nietzsche.
It's okay. So we take this text, I guess.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait longer.
I prepare introduction. It's the second part when we try prepare this text longer. So we create introduction and then a conclusion too. So I start with introduction, and it's very, very prototype fast. So I use only Colab, Google Colab. It's very good for creating prototype everything in artificial intelligence, I think. So I must choose genre, and I have 4 datasets. First is science fiction. Second is fiction together. Second is science fiction, and third is romance. I think we start with everything together. Is this one? But I must prepare. And we ask to continue. It will be another dataset. This one is from thousands and thousands story from internet. So it was something other. And
yeah, and I think I don't have to mention that what's important is not the architecture of software, but also datasets. And it was really interesting to see it in Digital Philosopher, because it was like if the digital books were, ready to use it this way. And like if it was a logical step in evolution of philosophical work. But of course, maybe I'm too excited.
oops, something.
And this dataset, I think it seems like if this digital writer, if he was he was learning to write actually, because most of these texts are by non-professional writers. So it's really the beginning of a writer's work.
We have a little problem because this Google don't work right now, so I must generate new one. It will be a few of minutes, so give me some time. Google is great because it's relatively free, but there are some consequences that Google can, when Google have good mood to reconnect to, and he reconnect us from our dataset, so we must create new model, but it will be only a few minutes. So we have more time to generate good story, and I will create, this is big model. It will be fiction and was more. I login in.
So this is the second step, and we will have a third one, and then post-production. Okay.
Yeah, it's true.
So what will happen now? The text we choose
Yeah, we will use the text. This one was Searching of God, and it will use it as actually as a description of a book. And now it will generate the text of it.
Yeah.
So so the first text will be used as a description. And
are you sharing this collab?
Excuse me?
Are you sharing this collab?
Maybe in future, yes, but now it's very prototype version. So I don't know. Part of this collab is datasets, and they are not on. It's only on my personal disk, but I can choose that some collab we can share with you. It's no problem. In this, maybe I can tell you what this collab do. It's here is introduction, and I connect to my Google Drive. Here I must download TensorFlow on GPT because it's much faster than on the CPU. Here will be some GPT-2 simple. It's good for working with a model like GPT. And here I download some pre-trained model with 355 million parameters. Then I download dataset from fiction. It's a lot of stories about everything. It's the best for Nietzsche, I think. And he will be trying 500 episodes on it. During this, it will be creating new stories, but it takes some time to download a pre-trained model. You can see it will be in 20 seconds, for example. And some time will be to finishing this model on our data. It will be the most difficult part. And I have two models right now. One is smaller and one is bigger. This one is smaller. It's 3 million parameters. And this one is bigger. It's around 700 million. So it's like I don't know, like small dog brain have 700 million neurons. So this is like a dog and this is like a cat. So we try both.
Do you think cat is less clever because she's smaller?
Yeah. Sometimes it's better, and especially for when I have a lot of datasets and it's a lot of genres. Here is I don't know, hundreds and hundreds genres, and it's too difficult. They be so general. So sometimes it's smaller brain better than big brain because it's without the risk of that the model will remember something and not generalize good our idea.
Of overloading.
Yeah, overloading pre-training, yes. So the model is creating, but we have some time.
How much time it takes?
It depends on models, but I think 10 minutes will be enough for the small model.
So now we have to wait for 10 minutes to the text?
Yeah, we must wait minimum 10 minutes to pre-train our model. And during, we can choose the best text. We have one, and we can maybe choose the another one. Okay, we can have two candidates.
Okay, so we can go back to Google Doc and read the text and see if there is more interesting text. Okay.
And we can try both. So can you select the second candidate for us? First is okay.
It's optional, but at least we can read the text.
Yeah. Sometimes happen when we use Google Colab. Google Colab have classical version and professional version, and I try professional version. It's super that I can have 4 models in one time. It's impossible in free version, and it's better that it's better chance that I will be there longer, but sometimes it reconnect me. Model is creating.
I will share the story of yours from tomorrow, okay? About the man trying to eat all the fat. Can I?
Okay. Sometimes our model very creative. I think they have a lot of words like adjective, and it use very good. And sometimes it's very the model has problem with reality. So I don't know, the fire burn under the water and something that is impossible for normal people, but the model hasn't problem with it.
Yeah, it's not only a problem of neural networks, you know.
Yeah. This first model start generating something. Yeah, there are a lot of tokens. We can see that this model has, I don't know, 32 million tokens. And one token is something like one word. So it's impossible how big is. And when the model starts training, it's a lot of error. So it's not text in the good format. And in next and next step will be better and better. And we must wait, I don't know, 100, 200 or 300 epochs, and then will be okay for our purpose. So here is 40, it starts working, and this is the bigger model, it's still waiting. It's the first 10 epochs.
So what's the story from yesterday?
One day, a fat man tries to eat all the fat. It's a story from yesterday. It's all.
It was very short story.
Okay, so maybe in meantime, so Honza, you think it will take a while because maybe Dita or you just maybe a little tell us about the digital philosopher in the meantime?
Yeah, it's possible.
In between. What do you think? You know, it's just a proposal, don't have to do it, just
of course, because we have time now. As I already said, it was our first experiment with neural networks and texts, and we were surprised by the results. And of course, there was, let's say, human feedback, because our students there, they formed 5 groups, and they took care about their philosophers. So they took care about the data sets, and they make a choice between the text, the generated text. So you know, now it's we are generating text. We are reading everything, and it's very quick. But if you do have time, you choose the text you think they are best, and you give feedback to this neural network. So it's learning. And also the digital philosopher was actually, in the beginning, it was a way how to how to make some gamification in philosophical studies, because actually new media students are part of the philosophical faculty, and they have to read the texts by philosophers. But during the last years I was teaching philosophy, I couldn't I could mention that these philosophical texts are too hard to comprehend, too hard to understand, and students don't like to read it, and so they don't read it actually. So we were trying to make some gamification, these virtual personalities of philosophers, where at the far side or the first intention, our first intention was to find a way how to make students read texts by philosophers. And actually it worked, because they started to generate it and they were interested in, and they then wanted to compare, of course, the text with the original ones. So they started to read the philosophers, and I think it was one of the most successful lessons or courses of contemporary philosophy I ever had. And we had also a presentation, and I can later share a recording of this presentation if you are interested in. It's about 1 or 2 hours of video, so it's quite long because there were these 5 groups, and they wanted to represent the philosopher, the way they were generating texts, their reactions, and so on, so on. So it really took more than 1 hour, but you can see actually all the results we have from the digital philosopher.
And I agree that is the best way how to teach philosophy. It's only create old philosopher and talk with him and ask him. And when it's something personally, I think it's more nature, or more it's better for people to discuss with people about his own work personally.
Yeah, because I forgot to say, you reminded me that these data sets, there were not only the philosophical works, because these GPT-2s, they have already inside of their brains, let's say, about 8 million articles or texts from Reddit, from philosophical discussions from Reddit. So they could already, let's say, understand the human language, understand the philosophical discourse, and also they knew something about contemporary situations, contemporary concepts, and contemporary problems. So you could ask them something like, what do you think about the super intelligence, or I don't know. And you could ask, for example, Friedrich Nietzsche, or we didn't have Nietzsche, we have, for example, Michel.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, we did? Okay. And the neural network, or this virtual personality, it would give you an answer to this question in the style of thinking of this philosopher. And really we found that it's quite convincing. You could really believe that this philosopher, this particular personality, the real one, could use this phrase, could speak in this way, and could give you kind of this answer. So it was. We are also thinking about the future, about the possibility that you could have your personal philosopher, and you can make a combination. You know, you, for example, can like Friedrich Nietzsche and Gilles Deleuze, so you can have this Nietzsche Deleuze in your cell phone, and you can ask him questions. Of course, it's a simplified way, but it's already something, and you can work on it, and you can personalize it, and you can add more informations and structure it also, because it's learning, it's evolving, and this is the interesting part I personally find.
Yeah, and it could copy not only philosopher, it could copy you, like Anne, for your example.
My personal virtual me. I like her best, yes.
Because it's maybe for an artist typical that they love philosopher, like it's almost the digital copy of themselves.
And interesting thing that you can really make kind of predictions. What would you say in the future? Or because I had my dreams in a digital form, I wrote down my dreams so I could insert my dreams into the neural networks. And I think these outputs were far most interesting for me personally. Because it generated this dreamy sentences which you can understand as a kind of divination, kind of prediction, kind of oraculum.
Yeah.
And there were parts that you could recognize. There were clearly parts of you, of your style, but there were also parts that I couldn't recognize, and they were surprising, and really it was inspiring.
It's difficult to say what is your dream and what is your digital dream.
Yeah. And I think if you use it on, I don't know, everyday basis, they will, I don't know how to say, collapse into one.
Yeah. So I trained a first model, and I think it will be worked. It's only 320 epochs, so it's not enough, but during the process that computer learn, it create a lot of books, and it's funny to read read what is the book about. But right now it's generate introduction for our first book. I will copy this one for the Google Docs for everybody, and we can continue with without formatting. Sorry. This is another story. Yeah, first 3 variant is here. So I put it in our Google Docs.
Can find it in Deep3 algorithm A introduction, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Here is introduction. Here is the first variant, and under it I will. Oops, it's bad format. Sorry. Give me a second. It's possible. There's some mistake. Sorry. Yeah. This is.
Why do you keep me out of heaven? Yeah. I think
Excuse
there is
me?
a reason why it is repeating this sentence.
Because it's important for.
Yeah, sometimes the repetition just means that it's important for it.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
we understand it.
I will generate another 3 variants. And we must choose the best variant from this one.
Mm-hmm. The first one is very repetitive, but
yeah, then it's very bad, so you can delete it. It will be better, maybe.
Yeah, but of course, somehow we can find the sense in this repetition. It's like, you know, there is difference and repetition a little bit.
Here is a question from Danielle. Is there a link to archive of that project? You mean that project? You mean Digital Philosopher? Yeah. Yes, it's. I can share some screen maybe.
And we have a Facebook group, and most of the materials are there.
So feel free to share to chat, Dita.
Yeah,
maybe that's the way.
Yeah.
I will also share it on YouTube.
We have also Digital Writer Playground. We generated some text, but we made a translation to Czech. So I will.
And here is some summary to. It's in Czech and English too. You can switch your language. And here are some information. Here is presentation about it. And here are some results from Digital Philosopher. So when you are interested in Digital Philosopher, you can go here. And another 3 variants are finished. So I will copy in our Google Docs to, one is repetitive too. It's green. It's very repetitive. All of them.
Yeah, there are some repetitive days sometimes.
Maybe we must more listen and computer.
Right to play down.
Another 3 variant.
Yeah, and I'm afraid we have only 30 and something minutes left, so we should maybe try to finish the story.
Okay, so it's a mistake. So from this 6 variant, we must choose the best one and then continue. I think it's okay. Yeah. So please choose the best variant in introduction. Oh, it's too repetitive. We can give only one. Make it. It's difficult to read because it's long text for, I think, everybody. But only this is new.
Yeah, I think we should make some better presentation of our projects because, of course, the Facebook groups are quite messy. There are many informations.
Mm.
And many of them are only in Czech. So
Where is God?
So did we choose the text?
Mm-hmm.
I think you can just take one, which is not too repetitive, just to see how we will continue, and we have to finish this experiment, or rather.
Description. Do you have some favorite?
My eyes are blue. I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, it sounds like me.
Where is it?
It's this one.
Yeah, and it's look great. It's short. So what about this one?
Yeah, I think we can just choose this one and continue.
Okay.
We don't have enough time to proper choice.
Okay, I think the principle is important. So the previous one was this one. I will copy here on the section by B conclusion, and then I create new request for our.
Yeah, and usually it takes some time to post-production. So you just, you have this description of the text, then you have a text, you just look for repetitions, so you delete something, you add something a little bit, and then you can produce the illustration, and then your text is ready. I will share you this presentation of mine. You can see the text generated by our students in the end of this semester. And
on this Monday?
Yes, this week actually. And I can share the second text too. They generated 2 texts. They were 2 groups. And for Digital Philosopher, I will share directly this link to the presentation, but unfortunately, is in Czech. We have to work on a presentation.
The first 3 ends are finished, or conclusion. I will copy on the section B, in the section B. I think it will be repetitive too. It's possible.
Dobrý den, dámy a pánové, vítejte na digitálním filozofu.
Somebody open our video presentation.
It was me. Okay, so I shared the presentation.
Give me a second. So first 3 finishing. And I try another one. We will have 6 conclusion of our story, so we must choose the best one from.
Aha, a tady někdo píše, že se mu nejde připojit na tom Google Doc. Invalid ID.
Google Doc?
Aha.
And another person hasn't problem with Google Doc?
Tady před 3 minutama psal Štěpán Berán, že se mu nejde připojit.
I can choose all users on internet with this link can edit. So I can copy this link, give here in Zoom, and I think it must work. So I will editing the conclusion, because here is not only this conclusion.
Okay, so we have these conclusions. So we choose one of them.
I delete everything what is not conclusion, and it will be easy for us to read.
Tenhle mě zaujal, ale ono teď prostě nebude. Sorry. I think we don't have enough time to read all of these texts, so we should maybe choose the first one which is just fine.
Yeah. And is the last one for you? Because
yeah, for a moment I find it fine.
It's not your typical story.
It's not your typical story. I didn't mention at the beginning.
So in the last phase, it's the last section, post-production, we can copy the best first and best conclusion, give it together and make it, finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So I copy paste the last one and the previous one, conclusion, and here is our first section.
Yeah, I delete the last why do.
Yeah, there are two possibilities, write something more or delete it. And I copy the first. Which one? Yeah, it's this one. Our story will be great, I hope. So
Yeah, what's the title? Yeah, it's the ripping of my.
Yeah, I will copy it. It's our title. And the genres. Maybe description too. It was only, it's long. So this one.
Yeah, I hope the workshop was interactive enough. I know that the generating of text, it takes time, so it could be boring for some of you. But we didn't find another way how to show you how it works. And I repeat that this is the beginning, actually. We are trying to figure out how to do a neural network able to write a story, which is really not a simple task. As we already mentioned, there is another notion of memory, of continuity, and neural networks are great and very strong in many things, but writing stories, it's not one of them for a moment, and we hope we can change it.
And our last task will be find on, I don't know, Google or everything else, some picture, and it's possible use the keywords in the title or keywords from some typical part of our text. So
you are trying to tell us that we will not generate this picture?
In this moment, no, we have some generator.
I'm just joking. Okay, so
but it's possible in the future. We are preparing some tool for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it could, you know, we have to make a digital painter or digital illustrator, more like, and learn it to illustrate. Then it's just. You know.
I think the last section is very repetitive. Maybe we can choose some another.
Okay, if you want, or we can, I don't know, delete something.
Because I think it's repetitive.
Yeah, I can see it now. Okay, yes. No, he's repeating he's a god. It's the important part. I'm no longer a minor character. I'm a god. I like it. That's how I feel. You know, it feels like God. You can not delete it now.
Well, come on, we cannot delete it.
Yeah. We can. I feel terrible.
So please try find some picture about this topic and please put your picture in the text below it.
Yeah, you mean like just put it to Google Images or something?
For example, it's possible. For example, I use the title and Google, and it's something. What about this one?
But we are working on generating of illustrations actually.
Yeah, but in prototype phase we must use what is possible. For example, this one.
Yeah, I have a nice illustration, but there's no, it's not very nice. It's an illustration. Yeah, I also found this one. One more or something. Yeah, okay. I thought I will insert image, but I have to do it this way.
You copy link, not picture.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
The ripping of Miles' soul. It's a very dark topic.
Obviously. So in a spare time, we can read this for a moment final text. I find it quite romantic in this.
It's like somebody die in your picture.
So, no, oh yes, actually.
Yeah. It's great pictures. We have 20 minutes to finish our stories, so we must. They are repetitive, but not absolutely, I think. Why do you take me away from heaven? It's so melodramatic. If you take me away from my brothers and sisters. Why do you take me away from
I quite often can help myself, and I see it as a real artificial intelligence or consciousness which is trying to communicate. And for example, the repetition is one of the ways how it's trying to do it, because it's something it really wants us to hear or to read.
Something like both, I think. Yeah.
And if you remember, I had this notion of evocative object, a computer as evocative object, something that blurs these frontiers between human and machine, or natural and artificial. And I think that neural networks with this capability of generating something that looks like a message from the other side, it's a great example of this relationship actually.
It's something like crazy man. I am a god. I am a god. I am not longer a minor character. I am a god.
But if you imagine, it's not a man, but something that is using our language to send a message to us.
Yeah, it's a little scary from artificial intelligence. How do you take me to a place that doesn't exist? He asked.
Because if you
why do you take me away from
heaven?
God? From God, from heaven, yeah. It's like artificial intelligence asked us what we do.
It's like we bring it to existence, from the eternity, from the heaven, and from
I think there was a Nietzsche and it's very philosophical text because Nietzsche. You can choose genres like, I don't know, horror or something like it, but when it's Nietzsche, it will be philosophical.
Yeah, clearly, but...
So we have some pictures, and then we must choose one.
Interesting options.
There are very different pictures, I think.
Yeah, I like the first one, but there are these names and words in it, so I don't think it's the right one. And the connection is too obvious, I would say. And maybe the last one, because the rainbow is like you know, the
last one is under
of connection, of dimensions, of this divine dimension, and then the dimension of existence.
I think last one is sun or moon, maybe. You mean the...
I mean the cathedral.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see the... Okay, there's one more. I meant the cathedral, but I like the moon too. One with the moon.
Cathedral is great to God and other topic. I think everything is...
Yeah, so just choose one, and we will finish.
For me, the last or the maybe the moon. What other people think?
So if you read the text, what do you think about it? How do you feel about it? If you...
I like this one. I like this one too.
You can comment it or share your feelings, experience, or how do you experience it?
Maybe we can even ask people to say something if you want, you know.
Yes.
To hear their voices, because they are here with us.
Write it. You can you can tell us. I don't have to unmute them. They can unmute themselves, right?
Yeah. Now it's time to open mute and speak with us.
Yeah, feel free.
And the truth is that we have the last 15 minutes, so it's time for discussion. We have final text. We don't have much more time to make another. So as you could see, this was a quick overview at the first time, and then quick experiment, just to show you how it's working and what can the outcome be. So now it's up to you if you have any remarks and if you can tell us something about you think about it.
Also, maybe just not to tell us, because I see like Daniel, maybe like share your experience, because at some point you were laughing, at some point you see very like thinking through, you know. So maybe just share with us your
I don't know. It was very funny, like the text, also the combination of Ballard and Nietzsche seems so absurd.
Yeah.
And like
it's a great idea, I think.
Yeah, it's great idea, and it's so funny that you can, like, it's not about doing simple sentences, because then comes like a very generic text, but like an interesting metaphor or like something very dramatic. And
yeah,
it was crazy that it come out like this. Like,
I think it will be good theater game. I think like Shakespeare or somebody else.
Yeah, with them. Yeah.
Yeah,
prepare some drama.
Make it more dramatic, and
yeah,
you can make this combination. You can just look at it and see we need more drama, and think about some author which is more dramatic and add him or her to it. I know it's it's somehow ethically difficult.
Yeah.
But we think we are playing, we are experimenting. So in the realm of art, many things are allowed.
Yeah, we are in great time because right now it's technology prepared to do something like it. It's impossible 5 years ago, for example. So
yeah, and I thought it was very funny that I put an own short story in one of them, and it wrote like totally opposite to it. Like it, or like it really made like a whole scenery in this universe, so to say. It understood it quite good. It didn't make sense, like it didn't make a real grammatical sense or anything, but it was in the same realm for me somehow. Because I put also this like authors which I enjoy, and I like the style as well, and it made total sense.
Yeah, and we are trying to do the same with illustrations. So to choose the artists you like and make this amalgam, this combination of their styles. It's also very interesting. I think it's very very good in the realm of visual arts.
Yeah.
In the future, we will be using summarization method on this article, and we will summarize in a few words, and then we use a generator of picture. Maybe we can show some picture we was trying to generate, but it's nothing finished to. Dita, do you have, can you open in Facebook, for example, and we can share a screen?
And you mean now the...
maybe it was in Playground or
students project.
Digital Writer.
Yeah, well,
because there are something like surrealistic pictures. Sometimes, when it's about, I don't know, forest, there are some trees, and but it's very abstract for a lot of people.
Yeah, I should prepare it. I don't know if I can find it so quickly, but
sorry for stepping in, but also I would like to hear Lucia and Eyal, to see their opinion, because I like what Daniel pointed out, that maybe the expectation and the feelings from such a writing, which is very computational or this artificial, let's say, it's different, and people who expect that it's going to be same as what they are used to, that's definitely misleading, I would say. Yeah. So maybe Lucia, what's your opinion? What was your experience and feeling about this?
I know about the Digital Philosopher workshop. I was there, and I can compare it with this. And for me, the Digital Philosopher was more complex in some way, because here it's really abstract and you can put there everything. I guess, like, it can be really like it can happen everything. But with the Digital Philosopher, I knew what I want to see there or what I want to read. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. So I think that this like the digital writer is on the start with at some point. Like I'm not sure if this is the story, like what I'm reading. It's just like I like the quotes, I like the sentence, but I'm not sure if it's story.
It's only prototype. Yeah, we have another model, and the another model are not connected with the main. So in the future, it will be generate a lot of variants, and then another module will select the best one, and it will be great, or it will be better than right now, and it will be more automatically. You only input how in the beginning you chose your title and author and other, and it will be more automatic and it will be with better quality. But it's much more difficult to generate story than only something like what the philosopher answer.
Sure. Yeah. And when are you going to do the pictures and the graphics? Are you going to ask some like artists and see their opinion about this?
Yeah, it's a great idea. I think we must cooperate with another artist. So in the case of Digital Writer, we are start cooperate with Ondřej Nev and Bianca and other, but we are on the beginning, so we only start to cooperate. And with the picture, it's great topic to cooperate with some artists. Yeah, absolutely. And we must cooperate, and then we have a lot of variants, and some people with good visual feeling must tell us what is the better variant and what is the worst variant. There will be a lot of space for cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to show some of the illustrations. I will put it to the Google Doc. We have a few more minutes. Okay, just oh, it's not working. I don't know why.
And it's in Playground or in?
I just put it to the workbook, to the Google Doc, and
Yes, but originally it's in Playground. I can open Facebook and we can.
Oh, I have it on my disk because Maciej, who's part of the team, he sent it directly to me. So I tried to share, but I don't know.
Maybe you can take a screenshot.
Yeah, that's what I was doing actually. It was a screenshot.
It was in Playground or in. Here is in Playground. Here is some examples.
Could you see it in a?
Maybe other person can see what I present, and here is a lot of. I can choose.
Try to share it, please.
Sometimes it's very abstract, like in this case. Can you see it?
And where did you share it? It's in a chat or doc?
No, it's like presentation, but I'm not sure if you can see it because we are live and.
Yeah, I can see it.
Superb. And here is some text, and here is computer-generated picture for it. I can open another one. For example, this one looks interesting. It's about home office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was that home of picture. It was the title of a text we generated with our students. And you can find in this Facebook group, Digital Writer Playground, but unfortunately there are Czech translations.
But it's a little strange. It's not finished. It's too abstract for maybe for. What do you think about this picture? Pictures.
Actually, I like the style of neural networks, which is kind of typical.
Yeah.
But of course, it's very abstract. We can make it more figurative if we want.
Mm.
Okay, maybe I don't know if the.
We are out of run of.
Yeah, we are running out of time, and I'm so sorry, Mr. Grus. I will say. Hopefully, I will get. So if he's still here with us, so maybe he can also share his opinion.
Sorry, what was the question?
No, I was just trying to ask all the participants who stay with us until the end. You know, That's the thing. Like, what was their experience? You know, because like
already something you stayed with us.
yeah, like you know, what was your, because like, for example, I like what Daniel said. I will repeat it, that, and I was following up that really to expect the same experience from reading this artificial text, I think it's misleading, because it's much different than like a human made text. So like, and just share with us your experience from this workshop. How was it for you? Because I know that from your profile that you are into machine learning also, so also your questions were very technical.
Yeah, so I of course I also play with these kinds of tools like GPT-2 and attention gun, and I guess I share many of the things that other people said, and essentially I feel that these are tools that are not supposed to replace the human creators, but maybe they can be part of the creative process and help us if I don't know how to draw an image, or if I have a writer's block, then perhaps these kinds of tools can take a part in my process, and the hybrid of the human machine creator maybe can create something new. And it's very interesting to see these the attempts to use these tools, and especially to make them accessible to people that are not machine learning professionals, but the general public or artists. And I find you're working with it also interesting in this context.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So I know that we could follow until we would fall asleep, you know, or you know, we could just crash the code, but the time is really up now, and we need to like free the channel for the next session, and feel free to join us actually. And also there is a workshop running on the second channel. So maybe Dita or Honza, anything else you would like to add? Some last words?
I just want to say thank you for your attention. It took some time, and maybe it's not so amusing for everyone like it is for us. And I'm looking forward, you know, next meetings or places and spaces where we can share the other experiences we will have with the work with neural networks, and with artistic experiments, with pictures, with writings, and with collective mind.
Thank you for cooperation and for your activity and for your story. We together create new short story, and it's something great.
Super. So thank you, Honza.
So
thank you.
Where would be a good place to continue this discussion with you, and which one of the groups?
There are some link on Alpha Industries and Digital Writer, and I think in short time there will be information about Digital Philosopher it is, and Digital Writer it will be in short time. So it's one.
Yeah, if you write to the group of Digital Writer, or you can find us on Facebook, Untitled or Dita.org, we can chat or we can discuss it.
Or Facebook for Digital Writer, for example.
Yeah, I think there is also the link on the website of the Uroboros Festival, the website. I think the link is leading to the site, so definitely check for the profiles of Honza and Dita. And Yel, if you would have a problem, you just send info email to hello@tabdesign, and we will try to connect to you, because this is what this festival is about. So thank you also. So thank you guys for joining this workshop. I got a very nice response also for people outside just watching it.